Today I'm very happy I have with me Adrian from New York. He's a dedicated sound healer and also a music composer. So I'm very happy, and I will have Adrian to speak a little bit about tonight.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's really special to be here. I feel very honored to be invited into this place. Of course, not being a Tibetan person myself, I'm always a little bit hesitant about how to speak about these things in an authentic way. And I think that as the East and the Western cultures grow together more, we're all just trying to learn and to understand a little bit about these traditions that have been developed for thousands of years through countless hours of really deep practice. And mantra really is a practice. It's something that can reveal many things to us over time as we deepen and extend into the practice of mantra. For me, it's connected to music, but music is too narrow a term for what mantra can do. And so I've started to explore sound healing and the use of these tools to understand vibration and frequency in a deeper way, and to recognize that light and sound are very deeply interconnected. Everything is vibration. So when we produce certain types of vibrations through our speech, through our thoughts, and ultimately through our actions, then we're affecting our reality in a really profound way, from the inside out. So practicing meditation and mantra to quiet the mind, to be very deliberate with the types of feelings and thoughts we're trying to generate about others, can help to create a more harmonious balance and relationship with the people in our lives, and importantly with ourselves too. Sometimes there's things that we blame ourselves for, or beat ourselves up about, or feel inferior, inadequate about things. And these mantras, which have different functions like protection or healing or opening wisdom, they can serve us to forgive ourselves, to love ourselves, to embrace ourselves more fully, and hopefully let go of unhealthy thought patterns and other things that really were taught to us, were given to us unwittingly as children, or by social frameworks that have been put into place. It's a really complicated illusion that we are caught up in, and it's very easy to become pessimistic. But the mantras are a way to create a bubble in which to heal ourselves so that we can go and integrate with the outside world in a more peaceful and grounded way. So that's one way to look at mantra, as more of a mental structure in that sense, that it can change your outlook on things. But beyond that, repeating structures like mantras have a physical impact on your brain, in that it can help facilitate different wavelength states to be entered. Theta, alpha, omega, there's a lot of study that goes into it too. You can look up how these mantras have a physical power on the brain, but beyond that, even massaging the body itself. Sometimes you might notice through singing in an extended way that you are vibrating your internal organs, or your face area. Your breathing can become more even, and just it has a massage quality, because sound passes through physical objects. So when we recite the mantras, we can also recognize that we are having a physical effect on our bodies, and it can help to make the blood itself have a more harmonious flow. It can help with circulation, it can help with all kinds of things. There's been some interesting studies about playing music through droplets of water and freezing the water and observing geometric structures that occur. And even Tenzin has showed me with some of the bowls here that he put water inside of the bowl and played it, and an actual six-sided geometric structure emerged from the note. And not all of the bowls do that. They have different shapes, or some of them just aren't as perfectly designed, so they don't make quite the same shape. So that can show us something about how we refine our connection with the mantra too. It can deepen its power and its clarity. So I'm very interested in sharing it together and allowing ourselves to use all of this, the mind, body, and the spirit, in whatever way we can, to release ourselves into the experience of mantra. Because the illusion is that there's you and I, or the problem that needs to be solved. Rather, it's just the experience of life happening right now. And the mantra is a way of connecting to life and to experience, and hopefully a less judgmental way, or a less opinionated or task-oriented way. We do enough of that in our jobs and our daily life and our relationships. So I'm very thankful, and I respect a lot that you've all taken time to come here to practice a little bit together and let go and just feel comfortable with expressing oneself in this way. It's a judgment-free, safe space. No one has to feel that it's about being a good singer or about being a musical individual. This is something different. But by all means, give it your most beautiful sound. So the instruments that we have to use in addition with the voice are the singing or healing bowls, as they're called, guitar. We have a tingsha symbol here. This is a really special one. It's got a bone on one side and a metal part on the other, and it's inscribed with mind, body, speech. So this is used as an instrument often for offering, like in gratitude. You play it and you offer the sound to the bodhisattvas that we're invoking. We've got gongs, and I have some Native American flute and drum that I might use. I'm just not sure exactly how it's going to play out. So these instruments add to the effect of the mantra. The healing bowl especially, because it's a type of instrument that creates a drone. So when you go around it, or you strike it and continue to strike it, the sound never stops. And it's like the breath in that way. The breath never stops, but it has a cycle. So the healing bowls, when those vibrations are constantly in the room, you can sort of try to visualize that those waves are permeating the entire space. And they're helping to cancel out things like the sounds of the streets, or the sounds of the electricity, which is buzzing, which if you go into deeper meditation, you become aware, oh wow, there's constantly electrical noise. Or the noise of my own thoughts also can get washed away in the effect of these instruments. So they're really, really powerful for that, and I encourage you to use those too if you have your own, or consider getting one. It might help deepen your practice with mantra too, or make it a little easier. One thing about these mantras is that some of them have popular melodies, certain things that are passed, but really the words are timeless and have their own character that you can find however you want to say or express them, however fast, however slow, any melody that you want to. But one thing is that when there is a certain way of learning it, then many people might come together and be able to have a very strong energy by all chanting in a certain way the mantra together. So sometimes it's nice to make one voice, other times to explore on your own the way that you see fit. And I read something nice recently that was talking about how at first the mantra is an external, you hear it very loudly, you sing it over and over again, and then eventually when you've repeated it so many times, you hear it in your own head as you walk around in your daily life, and then even beyond that, the feeling that you generate from the mantra will become a more permanent presence in your heart. So over time it will be almost like a second nature. And the idea is that this whole world, we might not see it, but the Bodhisattva comes and that whole realm of the Buddhas is open when we create that vibration. So we join together in this sort of like universe that we get to create for ourselves with the mantra. So it becomes integrated on deeper and deeper levels of our energy, the more that we practice it too. It's good sometimes to have a bit of a testimony of like self-transformation, because people say sometimes people never change. You can't change people. And while I agree that you can't change people, I do believe that you can have a positive impact on the world, and that will help facilitate a better environment for people to pursue change for themselves. And that might be an indirect form, but in my own life I've definitely been positively impacted by many people, but one of the most important has been my teacher recently. I study under Pedro de la Rosas, who comes from Venezuela, and he has studied many traditions from around the world. And I've noticed that as I have done the practices that the teacher recommends, some of them being mantras, some yoga or tai chi, other types of prayer techniques and selfless giving acts, things like that, that my nature has really changed. And just a few weeks ago, I had a confrontation with somebody who came in to live with me, and the person had done some things where we decided it's not working, it's not harmonious anymore, so we had to have a difficult conversation about that. And because of the difficulty of communicating about things in a heart-centered way, I found myself getting frustrated, really frustrated with this person. We were trying to have a rational conversation and it wasn't working. There was just no seeing eye to eye. And so at one point, I stepped close to them in a sort of a masculine or whatever, aggressive warrior type of way, just like had to bring my physical body closer. And in the past, the reaction that I might have had would be to enter into a physical confrontation with that person. But instead, as soon as I stepped close to them and I realized the intention of that, instead what I did automatically, without even thinking, I just hugged them. I was really mad, and then the next second I was hugging them. And I was able to be in that place, and it wasn't a rude thing that I was trying to be like sarcastic with the hug, but they weren't there. You know, they didn't have the practices in their life to see beyond the illusion of the conflict and realize that we're just in a situation that neither of us wants to be in conflict, and that it's very very hard to break free of those types of feelings. But I know that things like mantra, meditation, yoga, healthy eating, healthy living have strengthened my spirit in such a way that makes it possible to face people that way. So I just wanted to share that, because I do believe that we can become as good a person as we see ourselves. So believing in the invocation, believing in the power of these prayers, that you can purify your mind and your body and heal yourself in a very real way with these abstract sort of techniques that the Western science doesn't really give full credit to yet. It's important to trust yourself and have faith in these practices too, because what I was leading to with all of that was there's a Hawaiian mantra from a type of prayer called the Ho'oponopono. And the prayer is, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And they say that no matter what you face in life at any time, one of those phrases will be the phrase that you need at that moment to help either forgive yourself or forgive the person, or to give thanks to someone or honor them or give love. And that the spiritual world, no matter what tradition you come from or where you are, it always recognizes those phrases. But my teacher said something about it one day where he said, are you just saying thank you, or are you thankful? Like, do you really feel in your heart what it means to have gratitude for something? And I think one night I was meditating a lot, and I just cried and realized that I wasn't always actually thankful for things, or that I didn't really love something. I was numb somehow to that, and the words had become automatic. And mantra has a tendency where it can become automatic as well. So I'm just saying all this as a reminder or a form of encouragement that also connecting with the heart and with the feeling that you want to be generating, that will strengthen the practice of mantra immensely. To explore that. How does it feel in my body and in my heart? I know the words, I know the translation, I know what the bodhisattva looks like, but do I know how it really feels to pray in this way, deeply? So I encourage that we all listen to our hearts as much or more than we listen to our minds.